and welcome to our weekly Patchnotes discussion. More going to be reading out loud today. No Carl and no Echo, so let's get to it. We're at week 183. This update includes map fixes and Great Hunts update. A huge wave of map fixes and improvements to resolve bugs and improve performance, which we like, and the latest update on our next DLC, the Great Hunts. So welcome to week 183. This week we are doing a large pass on all 3 maps, cleaning up over 2 million instances of inaccessible and buried foliage and voxels, and as a result making small performance improvements. We always like our performance improvements, so. We've also got an update on the progress of the Great Hunt expansion and what we're currently working on internally to get it ready for release. And finally, we've got some information on next week's update and what you can expect. A couple of notable improvements this week. Improved creature hitbox accuracy. Fixing issues, an issue when on reloading. Some quest objectives were not collapsing like they should. So you're halfway a quest and quest steps that are completed are like collapsed. Then you log off, you log back in, and they're no longer collapsed. They fixed that. And fix Hammerhag Slug duplicating itself at 0 HP and cause repeated VFX. Oh, that's annoying. 0 HP. But it still duplicates. I'm glad they fixed that. For this week, map updates. Now, over the last few weeks, some of our team has been undertaking a massive map cleanup, addressing a whole stack of issues reported by the community, covering things like gaps between rocks and cliffs, floating objects, clipping, cave issues, and more across all 3 of the maps. More than simply a quality pass, the tools used to cover the map with as much visible details as we see in Icarus can often paint with quite a broad brush, meaning it can wind up placing things like foliage under the ground or in areas where they cannot be accessed or even seen. Now, unfortunately, these still have a performance cost, so cleaning these up can be a nice win in the ongoing battle against performance bottlenecks, which we try to put work into with every update. We have all seen instances where foliage is like in a rock, for example. The rock is there, so the foliage, you can't even see it, so it doesn't need to be there. Things like that. Hopefully also voxels buried partially or completely within rocks and cliff walls. More importantly, hopefully they fix those as well. We've also cleaned up thousands of mineral voxels across all 3 maps that were also buried or inaccessible, so yes, good. Again, these should help with performance, with little to no impact on players, due to them being inaccessible in the first place. Now, since last week's announcement of these fixes, we've received and actioned more reports. We prefer to do these in bulk, not one by one or just a few at a time, but bulk, as it minimizes the impact on players' existing prospects. So all of these are being collected and collated for a future date. So if you still see like floating trees, floating voxels, etc., do report them with the coordinates included. Makes it easier for the devs to actually find the item you're talking about. Please keep these reports coming. With the size of our maps, many hands make light work, and your reporting helps us cover more ground more efficiently. Coming soon, the Great Hunts release. We planned to release the DLC this week in tandem with the PC Gaming Show at Summer Games Fest. However, we've decided to delay this release as after lots of playing, we still weren't entirely satisfied with the legendary weapons and rewards available. So I was right in pressing to continue with the storyline and sideline quests on our Prometheus co-op open world, as apparently they initially planned to release the Great Hunts this week. Now, while the missions, bosses and encounters feel fresh and interesting, the rewards you would receive did not meet this same level. While we hadn't announced a release date yet, we know many people are wondering how development is going, and transparency is something we firmly believe in. As gamers ourselves, we know how frustrating it is when you get mixed messages from the developers of the games you love. Yeah, it's gonna be released next week, gonna be released in 3 weeks, and it's still not coming, and yeah. Now, we don't have a release date yet for the Great Hunts, as we will work on the legendary weapons and rewards until they are at a level we are happy with. We appreciate your patience and hope you understand why these tough decisions must be made. Yeah, rather do it first time right, rather than releasing the DLC and then go tweak the rewards afterwards. Next week, mission reward restructure. Now next week we're doing a pass on mission rewards, particularly how these are divided amongst prospectors, and making them account based rather than character based for a more seamless experience. Okay. So what would this mean? You unlock weapons on one character and you can straight away use them on the other characters? Am I gonna like this? Probably not the way I'm playing solo. Like every character has his own talent set, his own currency set, etc., his own unlock set. So for me, I think I would rather have it character based. However, I can understand when players are like, okay, I have this one main character where I'm gonna unlock everything with, because it is like max level, has all the talents and everything, and then I can straight away use these unlocks on my other characters. So from that point of view, I can understand why they do this. It does mean for my solo characters I'll have to keep track in my notes what has been and what has not been unlocked, but it's okay. Now your supports make these updates possible. If you want to support the dev team, consider buying some or all of the DLCs. If you like playing the game and you want the team to be able to continue working on the game, get some DLCs, as that's where they get a big chunk of their income from. Changelogs, no new things this week. So going through the fixes. Fix various reported world issues with Styx, Olympus and Prometheus. General optimization and cleanup pass on foliage. Reduced total foliage instance counts and deleted a bunch of buried voxels. Looks like Olympus got the most work done. Foliage instance count decreased from or reduced from 5.61 million to 4.22 and deleted over 2200 buried voxels. I wonder how the tunnel between the central forest and the northern desert will look like now. Quite a few of them voxels might have been removed by this. Styx, foliage count reduced from 4.86 to 4.32 million and over 400 buried voxels removed. And Prometheus, the latest map. Foliage count reduced from 3.17 to 2.96 million and deleted over 300 buried voxels. And it looks like Olympus, Styx, Prometheus, every next map they had less buried voxels and less unnecessary foliage. Good. Adjust Olympus nav modifier volumes to better cover out of bounds areas that were generating nav mesh. This is obviously not on open world because there is no out of bounds on open world. This is on missions. So yeah, pre-open world. Fixing issue where on reloading some quest objectives were not collapsed, like the shirts. Talked about that already. General FLOD map cleanup on Prometheus, Styx and Olympus maps. Floating ores located in Styx fixed. Undo general LOD update on the chicken coops. That was supposed to be custom LODs. More work on Olympus. Exposed rock seen from crevasse fixed on Blue Quad and Prometheus. Cave volume added to the C3 cave in Olympus. One of them silent caves. Swap master material for the thatch foliage kit thingy to correct panini issues on the thatch building kit mesh while being held in first person. Looking better thatch like. Replaced proper carcass mask for the juvenile tusker material. More fixes on the 3 maps. And the hole in the back face wall of the cave in G9 on Prometheus has been closed off, has been fixed. Future content. More work on the Great Hunts missions. Disconnected wind turbines, drained battery. Adding a rule for capping the population of rime tusks, so you do get swamped. I would expect so you don't get swamped by pairs. Let's see. Using rime tusks AI relationship so they're an enemy to players only, no longer be attacked by other wildlife. Basic drone spawner has been added. Cool, cool. Let's see. Fix an issue where upon reloading you could not shackle or kills would not count. Oh, that would be annoying. So before you had to do the entire operation in one go, otherwise, it broke. Glad I fixed that. APC mission. Fixed typo and tweaked wording of various signs. AC units moved into enclosure to fix the sheltered status. Yeah, AC units need to be sheltered. Adding landmine enemy. Auto sets itself to the final state. 1 second explode. That's short. You see it, it explodes. Let's see, reduce volume of new dialogue lines that were louder than the previous ones. Yeah, it's more immersive if they're all like the same audio level. So you don't like barely hear the one line and then the other line is blasting through your headphones all of a sudden, so glad they fixed that. Turning off AI target on world spawners and hub so creatures don't kill them accidentally completing the mission. Yeah, that would be slightly anticlimactic. Ice Mammoth quest. Cleaning up enzyme dispersal devices as this can cause issues in future quests. Ah. So they're planning on like expanding on those quests later on or something? Or planning on making more quests entailing the enzyme dispersal devices? Interesting. Increase base level of the boss, give it extra health and physical resistance. Don't make it too easy indeed. Extra spawner, forcing spawner and players enters the travel area. Cool, cool. The hunt count will not count apes until you have reached your enclave. And the enclave trade quest step will not only trigger when you are in the enclave. Makes sense. Lower the required grenade kill count. Yeah, I wonder what kind of grenades we're gonna have to use, because they are sometimes a tad finicky to use. They like bounce around a lot, so aiming with them is a tad hard. Only one poison sample will now appear per layer, as opposed to two, so you have to visit more layers. Remove the max spawn. The poison ape layers. Ooh, they removed the max spawn. So that means there's gonna be more. Okay. Yeah, making it harder overall, hey? Up to the number of creatures, added additional stats, up the level of cougars and scorpions. Oh yeah, it's not gonna be easy, and it shouldn't be, so. The rock golem, added two more objectives with sub-objectives to make you search other mining caves. Cave 1 now requires a cave room fight, Cave 2 now requires quarry fight and salvaging gear, Cave 3 requires cave room fight and a land shark fight. Land shark in a cave? Oh baby, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun indeed. Small adjustments, so the new find step is done prior to the setup equipment step. Kinda makes sense. Go there, set up equipment, sorry. So first find the location and then set up the equipment. Fix an issue where the surgical sets would spawn scalpels in the inventory at incorrect times, not during the mission. If you need the scalpels during the mission, I'd rather have them spawn in during mission and not outside of them. Remove scalpels, slight adjustment to the dressing. Adjusting lab poster, as it was missing a procedure step. Oh. Does this mean we have to look around in the lab and there's this like poster with like steps you have to complete? So it is not outlining everything in the quest steps on the left, but you have to like physically look at this poster to see the steps. That's cool. That's new, but cool. Nice. That
So where
ramp
are we?
diagonal glass. Hey Carl.
Yo.
We get diagonal glass ramps.
They've mentioned those things numerous times, and other diagonals and the small pieces. So,
And they've been talking about curved pieces.
yeah, that as well.
But
But
a ramp is by definition diagonal, yes. Otherwise it ain't no ramp.
true. But there was like the concrete ramp and the railings and all those types of things as well that they
Hmm?
mentioned. So, probably, are you onto future content or
Yeah,
where are you currently? Okay.
future content. Okay, let's see. Slightly drop the health and maximum drones for the Great Hunt Ice Mammoth D mission after another playthrough. So
Yeah.
the second time is going to be easier. Well,
Or
it would
maybe
already be easier because you know what to expect. But
sure. It's a bit odd that they would tune down the difficulty, but
yeah, above they were like upping the levels and upping the health and so making things more different. But this one is making it slightly easier. Okay.
well, second after another playthrough could be like after another revision, after playing it again, we decided to do X, Y, Z. So it might just be,
Okay.
after
Yeah,
another
yeah.
playthrough of the game, we decided to drop the HP a little bit more to bring it more balanced.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Doesn't make
There's another way how you can read it, indeed.
interpreting it, yeah, exactly. Uh,
Okay.
Unique
Let's see.
explosions. It still reminds me that sound effect of that one mission when we armed the nuke or something, or
Oh, that
the
one with the siren.
the sound that no
Oh.
the yeah, I don't know what it was, but that sound was just brilliantly done. It's a shame that they only had that one sound played once. I
Yeah.
mean they
The
spent.
It's
It was
you.
like arming and defending the missile thing on
Yeah,
one of Olympus's mission. I can't
yeah.
recall.
The
It
the
was
one where they introduced the world bosses, basically the Blackjack and
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
Alpha Wolf
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
Big
yeah.
Bear, I believe.
There was like a thing that you activated and it created a very freaking cool sounding thing,
Yeah,
which was like, wow, that's
the big
that's
siren.
very cool. Yeah, I think it was. I can't recall if it was almost like an echoing pulse kind of
Yeah,
arming. I don't know what it was. It
I
was
was basically alarm siren.
yeah, it could have been yeah,
Very piercing
ominous.
noise.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was fairly cool. So definitely making unique sounds is great and all, but it would be great if they, weren't that
Yeah.
unique. But also, I mean, I remembered it because it stood out so much, so that's also not a bad thing.
So a couple of them above, they were talking about like a poster in the lab with instruction steps. So basically, how I read this is the quest isn't like explaining every single sub-step of a certain process you have to do, but you have to look at a
Experiment
poster
yourself,
in
yeah.
the lab and then look
Yeah.
at a poster like which steps do we need
hmm
to complete.
Yeah. It's like, you have certain games like Kingdom Come Deliverance, which has its alchemical components, which doesn't tell you what to do. You legitimately have to put the ingredients down yourself and then either crush something or add certain sequences, boil it for certain
Yeah,
amounts of time. So you have to read the book physically in the game to then, or just go to a guide that tells you how to do it. I mean, sure thing. But they did mention they changed the mission so that it would not be in sequence to make it super duper easy, or just hide it and just say go make something, and then it would be up to you to figure it out, making it a
yeah.
little bit more difficult, but it's more rewarding. With more difficulty comes more reward. So
I like the fact that they're gonna put the quest steps like on a poster in the game instead of
you
like
have to pay
in the
attention.
quest
Exactly,
steps.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you have to pay attention to, it's not just go here and smack something on the head and go there and drag its corpse and those types of simplistic things you know
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Any more interesting stuff?
Removing bat sounds from infant ape. So I'm assuming the apes also communicate using some, you know, type of unique
Uh,
audio. So maybe it was just also a bugged sound audio interaction, but
yeah.
it's
I
a
don't
small
know.
thing.
Or
So those
indeed,
two
like yeah, they completely removed it, so it might have been a wrong sound file connected to the infant ape.
and fix an issue where the black market quest optional hunt sub objectives could keep sending outs forever. So infinite loops, but mostly the black market is obviously a reference to that there is a unique market on the like a unique quest board or something like that, which you need to go
Yeah.
capture things.
Yeah, this for the Great Hunt is gonna be like the black market who's gonna require you to
Request them.
like kill stuff.
Yeah.
So an optional hunt sub-objective.
Yeah.
You need unlimited spawning, infinite spawning.
Yeah.
Well, we have seen infinite spawns before. There's one with crocodiles in Styx Ring Lake. There's one, I believe, in Olympus where it spawns an infinite number of the lizards. What are they called?
Commandos. Yeah, yeah,
Komodos. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember. Yeah, you guys had that mission, right? And that just was never ending.
Yeah.
Good XP farming, perhaps,
Oh,
but
true, true.
I never actually played that one with you guys. It would be actually interesting to see whether or not that still exists, but it could be exploited for
Yeah.
like XP leveling.
After
But
exhausting multiple bows,
yeah,
and the spawns just keep on coming. It was like, okay, you know what? We have killed enough for the
run,
quest. Let's just run for our
run,
lives.
pretty much.
Run
I
to the
see they're also
location,
mentioning,
quickly put down the
mhm,
beacon, and then run.
pretty much. And they fixed the Snow Visit Den not spawning when players have the appropriate world stat. Now that's interesting because I didn't know that there was a world stat. Like, I mean, maybe that's hard and like
Um,
easy or something like that. So maybe
I
that's what that's
think,
referring to.
I think since this is a world stat, it's an open world. Um, uh, One of the like mutually exclusive choices you have to make. One of them enabling snow visit dens all around the Arctic in your open world. But you have to have made the choice to enable those and thus locking out something else. But if you had made the choice, those visit dens still not spawning.
Yep.
Like not spawning a den, but just a single visit. That's how I read this, the appropriate world stat.
Okay. As I say, slightly changed Prime's combat text to imply you won't fully have to kill him, and changed the health requirement from 50 to 66. So I'm also thinking the Prime tells me that whether or not that's the big guy. So I'm not sure
Yep.
if you're going to try and dart them after they're almost like a typical
There is this
top
one
hunter capturing
one mission
mission style
on
stuff.
Olympus where you have to like there were a couple of pods downed and you had to investigate those.
Hmm.
And then when you got to the location, it was spawning in a sandworm. You had to damage him to a certain extent, and then it broke through a rock wall.
The wall, I remember that one, yeah,
Yeah,
I remember
it
that one.
might be a similar thing.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah, Prime might not Yeah, here fix issue. Well, 4 bullet points above.
Yeah.
Fix the issue where the Prime might not properly leave at 75% health
Oh, okay, got it, yeah.
because
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sonic beacon was deactivated. Okay, so you have
Could
to
be.
like take off 25% of his health, and then he's like gonna skedaddle.
Yeah, I would expect it to be like you keep on chasing it, keep on chasing it, keep on chasing it through different phases, and then obviously eventually you would either kill it or trank it or whatever the objective is.
Yeah. I changed the text, so now it tells you you don't have to kill him, just wound
Yeah.
him, but you have to do 66% damage to his health instead of 50, something to that extent, or just the other way around.
Hmm.
Okay, reduce the level
Fixed.
of extra ape spawns from 50 to 100 to 10 to 40 to match the den spawns for the easy arena. That's a big difference there.
Well, that's still a ton of spawns. I mean, 40 spawns could be a fair
Yes,
amount. Uh,
but compared to
depends on how much.
100,
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Definitely.
yeah.
And
Add
they
critical hit
fixed.
areas to the little apes. Good.
So that's good to have a critical error.
Yeah.
They fixed the drill arrow audio position again, for real this time.
Yeah, and 3 down fixed again, and 3 down. No,
Again,
the third one is adding more sounds.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, fix
So
again and fix again for real this time. Yeah, I
exactly.
saw that.
Um,
Let's see. Anything else? Implemented Vesper paper doll. Integrated heal device. Implemented Vesper paper doll. Interesting. Not sure what to think about that. What I don't have like an image in my head
I
with
saw
this.
that. No, no
Uh,
idea. But I do see the one below that, which is a fixed issue with the chance to immobilize stat being counted twice in some cases. Now you do get the pinning shot talent,
yeah.
which I've rarely seen proc, and in most instances would actually never actually pin the animal. It would only like reduce its speed to like 5% of what
Well,
it was. So they're
we
still able
we
to
have seen
move, but
instances where it was pinned.
yeah, yeah, like a polar bear. They were
Yeah.
definitely sort of like rooted, but that
But
could also
there's
just be
also the
because
thing: if he's at a certain distance and you shoot him, he gets
yeah, but
aggroed, but he
he
just
doesn't
stands
know
still.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's not the cases. But like
No.
I said, I need to. It's such a low chance anyway that
Yeah.
realistically the talent could
But
be spent better elsewhere.
fix an issue where the chance was counted twice. So double the
Yeah, well,
chance. Double the
yeah,
chance.
1% to 2%. Wow, that's a massive change,
Oh,
but
wait a
it's
minute.
really,
Here.
really low.
Added wall diagonal solid glass. Ah, then the diagonal ramp is like a ramp under 45 degrees.
Hmm.
Like rotated over the horizontal plane. 45 degrees. Maybe that's what I mean with the diagonal ramps.
Oh, adjusting the wolf location so it's not on the ring leg anymore.
Yeah, I saw that. And you know why?
like we mentioned.
Ring Lake uh, area in Styx has been changed, as stated last week was going to happen,
Hmm.
to accommodate for upcoming world boss.
Hmm.
So as not to have a world boss, since this is a forest, it might
Hmm.
be the Corite, as not to have it interfere with the wolf
Notable
world
boss.
boss.
Yeah, yeah. I see.
Adjustments for timing in case
Ooh,
of coverage.
cleared
Sure.
cleaned up the epic creature II setup and juvenile character. Now again, the BPs for apes I don't care, but AI setup? Are they probably trying to still do work on some of the like behavioral stuff? Because I
Yeah.
haven't seen any of that because realistically I'm still disappointed in the, the actual, followers, interaction and,
Yeah.
dynamicness and pathing and all those types of things, including even enemy pathing and behavior and, I mean, understand that
Yeah,
they
it
don't
still
have
does need
endless
work.
budgets, but, it's
It
It's
still
pretty
does
much,
need
oh,
work.
it's a straight line. Oh, there's a rock in the way. Just run through it or over it, and dogs starve or die of thirst because or don't die anymore. But you know what I
Added item giant cat tail and giant cat whiskers.
mean.
First I was
Interesting.
thinking cattail as a plant, but no, it's a cat
Yeah, same here.
tail and
I
a
also
cat
saw that as
whisker.
well. Yeah, Whiskers changes that one. Yeah,
Yeah. Huh.
it could be like a large panther perhaps, or just a tameable thing. That will be also
I
quite
don't know.
interesting.
Or is this like going to be some kind of trophy or something?
And more landmines.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, in the Ice Mammoth missions.
Yeah.
With the 1 second explodey time. So your trigger explodes within a second or something.
Yeah. So no disarming those basically. Great.
Full stasis bags no longer decay. And will show a map icon when dropped, also important, so you know where to go to pick it back up.
Mhm.
But stasis bags and digested enzymes now have a much bigger decay timer, so it does decay. Or is it an empty stasis
Ooh.
bag probably then?
It could be.
So not like the stasis bag we crafted for our co-op operation. That one did not have a decay time, but here's, I think stasis bags will have a decay timer, the new stasis bags. But as soon as you put something in, the full stasis bag no longer will decay.
Could be. But scrolling down, adding a small pouches with 6 inventory slots that can be crafted on an armor bench of T2, Tech 2.
On the armor
That is
bench,
interesting.
which is a new bench by the way, armor bench
Yes, but adding small pouches
with
with
six
six
slots
inventory slots.
each. Oh
Mm.
man, we're gonna have so much inventory slots then.
Well, that's now the thing here,
If
because
I grab
that
70 of those pouches.
well, that's the question. It's like what would you be able to put in them? Where are the pouches? Because I mean, if you think about it, you could put it on like the side of a mount or something, to expand its inventory. Or is it something that you're going to carry inside of
I
your
don't know. It's
backpack? Does this
an
make,
on the armor
the
bench
modules? Exactly. So is it just a different module for add-on, or is it like putting? Because I know certain
module
games
like.
like
Yeah.
Fallout 4 have, oh, you can change an armor or to lead lining to reduce radiation poisoning, or you can do, like a mirrored coating to reduce energy weapon damage, or you do like we do now, the deeper pockets thing. So maybe there's going to be either a newer like crafting of armor, but specifically designed with more pockets in addition to having even a module slot. So you have even more pockets, but then you're giving up, either cold resistance or heat resistance or something else that you
Mhm.
could perhaps imbue into the armor for slots. But I
I don't
haven't seen
know.
anything else like that.
Maybe
So
we
it could
get
also
like
just be a pouch.
maybe we get like a belt.
Oh
You
yeah, yeah, yeah,
replace a
yeah,
backpack with a
yeah.
belt where you can
For ammo
add
and
a
small things,
certain
for
amount
example.
of
Yeah.
pouches on.
Mm. Yeah, or maybe small things, physically, no benches, nothing like
Uh,
that, but maybe things which weigh less than X amount of weight to be
and
put into a
talking
pouch.
about ammo pouches, if the ammo's in a pouch and not directly in your inventory, will you be able to reload your weapon directly from the
Yeah,
pouch?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, I don't know, but it would be nice to find out. I
Yeah,
mean, that would maybe perhaps be a dedicated am ammunition pouch because, like you said, if you have a belt, you could put bullets on it, you could put whatever on it, or you could have, you know,
yeah,
perhaps it's an option. But because I mean, even if I replaced like, one pouch for each type of ammo I'm looking for, then at least, realistically, it's like, okay, in this pouch is 9 mil, and that pouch is assault rifle, and then it would be able to use it. But I
yeah.
don't know. It's just interesting that they're
Well, I
playing around
would
with more slots.
mix multiple arrow types per pouch
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, no,
to
that's
actually
fine.
save slots. But yeah,
No, 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 yes, but I'm not saying, but I'm saying if it was forced that you had to do something like that in order to make it useful, then at least it would be saving you a slot because I have multiple slots dedicated to certain arrows or certain
yeah.
ammunition. Because yeah, that's it.
We're getting a wall-mounted hitching post as well.
Interesting.
Yeah. So instead of like only the standing ones, you can make the wall-mounted one as well. Gonna be nice.
Ouch. Decreased bat damage from 50 or 150 to 35 to 70. Those bats must have packed a massive punch previously.
Yeah,
Jeez. Holy. Because you only have like 800 health, even with okay-ish food buffs. So
even
having,
even with like 3 cakes, man.
yeah, that's a ton. And that's like per bat. Jeepers.
So I can understand why they reduced or why they decreased the bat damage.
I
Yeah.
would say so.
Um. Okay. Modified landing pad decals. Added decal details to drone spawner. This landing pad, I do hope they're
Mm.
talking about because they've been talking a couple of
A
times about
long
a
time.
landing pad
Long time. Yeah.
for
The
the,
dropships.
the
Yeah.
dropships and the drop
Yeah.
pods.
Controlling where they land and
Yeah.
preventing or reducing the amount of afterburner thrust damage to surrounding, all these types of things.
Only
So yeah,
upon taking off, not on landing.
yeah, exact. Well, yeah, whatever.
So a
Yeah,
pod can land like in the middle of your base, literally inside the base without damaging anything. However, as soon as it leaves, it like blows up the base.
but they did reduce
Yeah.
the takeoff one as well, if I recall
Yeah,
correctly.
reduce the amount of damage it does to
Yeah,
any item, reduce the amount of items taking damage.
yeah.
Yeah, a couple of
But
weeks
I remember
ago.
all of those things, but we've never seen anything come from it. So yeah.
Well, we did do the test where we had this pod landed and we built
Oh yeah,
this
and we tried to
concrete and thatch
blow through. Yeah,
structure around
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it did just go through it. It didn't even. It would have been cool if it just blew through everything and just destroyed it. So that would be pretty cool.
um, only once until it lands in your main base.
No, true. But then it's like, oh, okay. Well, let's see here.
And I think
Yeah,
these
it's
are the most
pretty much
important
it.
ones. So now, if we quickly go back to the beginning. Um, let's see, where was it? In the coming soon Grand Hunt release, I don't know whether or not
Hmm.
you've seen, we plan to release the DLC this week in tandem with PC Gaming Show at Summer Games Fest. So
Ah,
I was right when I was like, hey guys, we need to finish our quests because
I
Great
did.
Hunt is
I'm the
coming.
one that was. I was already saying it for some
Yeah,
time as well, but there's a, you
yeah,
know, there is a limit to what we can do.
yeah.
So
Just wanted to
we
point
can
it out
jump.
to you.
We can jump in anyway, and then
Yeah.
we either skip the side missions and just get straight to the next.
Uh, weren't we like halfway a mission? Or
Yeah, I think so. We'll jump in,
oh
but
no,
I
we
don't know
we
if you want to.
finished we finished the side quest and then we noticed like you have to put the upgrade items in the contact device at Captain Church's camp because unlike when North Sector was released, where Captain Crunch it himself acted as a contact device and had to be like built-in update so you could access all the quests from there. Now you have
Well,
to
when they
use the
said,
contact board in that camp, but you do need to add the update update for it.
so just as a point of interest, the update according to Steam is 5.7 gig. So when they
Yes,
said releasing this week, is it as in it's already now released?
no, it's not released. However, they have been done a lot of map updates on all 3 maps, hence the big update.
Got it. Well, the game will be updated in about 10 minutes, so
If you want
just wait.
some numbers,
No, it's
uh,
fine.
on Olympus map they reduced foliage instance count from 5.61 million to 4.22 and they deleted over 2200 buried voxels. For sticks, foliage instance count reduced from 4.86 to 4.32 million, deleted over 400 buried voxels, and for Prometheus, foliage instance count reduced from 3.17 to 2.96 million, and deleted over 300 buried voxels. So big updates on all 3 maps, and especially on the Styx map, they changed Ring Lake, plateau in the central area, and one other location in preparation for the Great Hunts release. So yeah, big map changes, hence the update is relatively big.
That's okay. Well, if you wanted to carry on the stream, or did you want to take a break quick?
Now we can take a break. Let's see. Well, you still need to download the
Nope.
update while you have your new rig and your new internet line, so you should be done in a couple of minutes, right?
Yep, pretty much.
Okay, so taking a 15-minute break.
Yep, 100%.
Alrighty, then I'll talk to you in 15 minutes. So, those were the patch notes for this week. Like I said, we're gonna take a 15-minute break and then we will be back with a new stream with subsequent gameplay. So I hope you folks enjoyed watching us going through the updates, and I hope I'll see you folks around in 15 minutes.